Gladiators! The phenomenon that enthralled the nation is back. Sky One have resurrected the epic contest, and once again, daring members of the public will take on the fearsome Gladiators. The games are more thrilling than ever before, with awe-inspiring new elements sure to challenge the brave and punish the foolhardy.
Surely it should have come back sooner than now.
You will not be able to sit still.
I think it'll be the TV event of the year.
As we prepare for combat to commence with a whole new generation, we bring you the story of Gladiators, or how a 1990s TV show became a legend. We revisit the mania, the scandal, find out what really went on behind the scenes and what it was like to be a gladiator.
Oh man, yeah, I look back with incredible fondness.
Sometimes I look at pictures and think, I've forgotten we did that.
The new series has excited me, so, I want to come back.
So, where does the story begin? The town of Erie in Pennsylvania in the US of A. That's where. In 1982, showman Johnny Ferraro was inspired by local tough man competitions between the town's ironworkers to devise a sporting charity event.
We went out, we staged the first American Gladiators competition at a local high school gym. It was pretty exciting. We drew 5,000 people, and at that point, I saw how fantastic the public responded to this. It was like they put their arms around this thing, and they said, you know, this is ours. It's a sport for the everyday working person. And I said, boy, if we could just do that on a bigger basis, I think we can get back to the huge arenas like in Rome and really make it a fantastic sport.
This is the American Gladiators.
It took Ferraro 8 years of knocking on doors and $500,000 of his own money. But finally, American Gladiators was a reality.
Gladiators, it's reality TV, but, you know, once the ref says Gladiator ready, it becomes a sport. It's that thing saying, hey, I can do that. And that's what American Gladiators is.
American Gladiators built a devoted cult following, but it took British producer John K. Cooper to realise the full potential of the show.
John K. Cooper, who was having meetings in New York, and he couldn't sleep because he had jet lag, and he turned the TV on in the middle of the night, and there was this cable show that he said absolutely enthralled him, and he came back and said, we've got to do it, we've got to do it.
John K. Cooper enlisted now legendary producers Nasty Nigel Lithgow and Ken Warwick to turn Gladiators into a Saturday night spectacular for the UK.
The original show that John K. saw was shot on a lot at MGM with 3 rows of real people and then like 9 rows of cardboard people. It was a lot smaller than the show we eventually produced.
The Brits were determined to outdo the Americans, which meant finding even more impressive gladiators.
3 climbs, each person, to the top, touch the metal strip at the top of the rope.
Initially, we found the Gladiators by just advertising in fitness magazines, and it was quite a rigorous process. We took them out to an army training camp and put them all through the Commando obstacle course. Out of that, those that got around it and did well in it, we got together, and it literally then was a case of picking your role model.
As the producer sat noting all these people down as he saw them and tick that one off, tick that one off. I think that's about it. We got there, and I'm nudging him saying, well, what him over there? Who? Him? Nah, he's too old. No, he's not. He's great. Look at the body. No, he's too old. What do you got? Bandana. Oh, all right, we'll have him. Who was that? Wolf. My nemesis.
With the Gladiators cast, they needed a coliseum.
If we're going to do it, we've got to really go big with it. And we were lucky in that the National Indoor Arena had just been built. And it was huge, but it was absolutely perfect for us.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to Gladiators.
When I was asked to do it, and we did the first series, my agent and I were like this. My God, let's hope it doesn't bomb, and I just completely disappear off the face of the earth.
Please give a very warm welcome to our first male contender. He is Weininger Irwin.
She held that show together. I mean, Fash was all over the place. He really was. But he was a sportsman. He was expected to be, you know?
Did you expect to do quite so well?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
He had a charm. He did have a charm.
The show made Ulrika and Fash household names, and those who were crowned champions became stars themselves.
We as a nation loved Gladiators simply because it was the common man versus a superhero in which the common man could and often did win.
It was proper sporting endeavour, where elite athletes were pitched against amateurs, and they fought right to the very bitter end on an even playing field. That's sport.
I recall that it was very badly received critically by the British critics, who thought it was a terrible piece of Americana, you know, polluting television, you know, ruining British TV.
The critics were horrified, the public were gripped.
You were there kind of taking the punches with the contenders. They were the baddies, you were the goodies, you were sucked into this goodie versus baddie scenario, and we loved it. I mean, we loved it, we lived it.
Afterwards, you know, when the show finished, you get to go with your brother and beat the hell out of him, you know, with pillows and stuff, pretending to be a gladiator.
We would create assault courses in our bedrooms, on your local estates that we lived in, anything, get a cardboard box, that'd be the duel, you know, run up a hill, that'd be the eliminator.
And they had a cheerleading squad.
Can you tell me what they were called?
G-Force.
There's no way I could have known that that show was going to take this country by storm in the way that it did.
Coming up after the break, it's time to meet the original Gladiators and find out who was their leader, what they thought of those costumes, and why there was a band slapped on fake tan. With viewing figures peaking 18 million and thousands of fans streaming into the Birmingham Arena to witness each epic battle, Gladiators was ruling the telly schedules of the early 90s. But at the heart of the show's success were its muscle-bound, lycra-clad, oiled-up stars.
The moment you step from backstage into the arena, it was a surreal experience.
I did struggle a bit, you know, especially when I see a few of the lads get sucking themselves up to headbutting the walls and wah, wah. You know, I think, look what you're wearing.
The Ace! A little secret here, don't tell anyone else, but I actually applied to be on that show as a contestant, and I actually went to a contestant tryout and failed it.
The magnitude of it, massive. To go out in that arena,
you're unbelievable.
You see my hair stand up, 8,000 people chanting your name, with it being Rhino, Rhino.
I don't think they really wanted us to be real people. Our identities were almost removed, and you are Zodiac and you are Jet.
You're unbelievable.
The inference was, can you only call each other by your gladiator names in public?
They wanted the kids to think we were from the planet Glad. So, you know, if I suddenly say, oh, Dave, can you pass the milk? And you got 5-year-old Tommy thinking, oh, Dave, that's Warrior, or, you know, that's Cobra.
Let's hear it for Hunter.
You get so used to being called by your gladiator name, and even now, I mean, if people said Scorpio, I'd just turn automatically because I got so used to it.
Scorpio, congratulations! You're unbelievable.
Wolf literally would talk to people as if he was Wolf, even in everyday life, you know? And it was, you kind of think it's a bit strange. Do you know you're not real, don't you?
Wolf, the show's unruly, dirty dog whose lack of obedience would prove an incredibly shrewd move.
I was the oldest one there. I was nearly 40 when I was picked for this show. Everyone was in their 20s. I thought, what can I do to separate me from this bunch? I approached the producers and said, can I be bad? And he said, absolutely no. I want everybody to be squeaky clean, smiling like Donny Osmond. That's the image I want. And I said, well, let me just try it.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk!
Wolf was the one that everyone remembers because he was the baddie, you know? And I can understand that. He was the one the kids hooked onto, and his persona was good for the show.
Booze, I know I'm home. It's great to be loved, isn't it?